Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Happy that you're here and happy that you clicked on this video. If you clicked on this video, I hope that you're at a similar place in life that I am when I'm posting this video, and I hope that some of the things that I talk about today help you through your trying to conceive journey. So wanted to give you a little update on where I am, what's going on in my life, and my family planning timeline and things like that. The things I have learned, which I have learned quite a lot over the past year, and I am still learning every day. Wanted to share my update on how things are going. So I came off of birth control in July, which is currently 2 months ago. And that has been a little bit rocky for me. So first I wanted to share my experience coming off of birth control, how it has been. I was on an oral contraceptive pill for a very long time, since I was actually in high school. And I was having very bad periods in high school, a lot of cramping, just heavy bleeding, and it was just exhausting. And so, of course, what they do is typically put you on an oral contraceptive. And that worked great for me. As you're aware, a hormonal contraceptive just takes away your body producing those hormones and actually has the pill work for you. And that worked great. I never had any pregnancy scares. I always took my pill on time, never had irregular cycles or any spotting or anything during my time on the pill. Coming off of that, I was a little nervous. Like I said, it's been 10 years. I read horror stories. You can see videos on YouTube of people that have gone through a lot with that. I would like to give you a report out of just straight up how it's been for me. So my period returned. I do have a monthly cycle. It does come every month the same week. It is a normal period of time and a normal amount of bleeding. So that to me is a good sign. A sign that my cycles came back. They actually came back the first month that I was off of my hormonal birth control, which it can take a while for you to even get your cycle back. I will say that my PMS symptoms are basically back in high fashion, I'll say, because when I was on the pill, I might cramp a day or two before I was supposed to start my cycle, but it was light cramping. I could take some ibuprofen and I was fine. I have noticed now, and I am paying a lot of attention to my body due to being in the trying to conceive phase, but I have noticed that I've had more cramping. That is unfortunate. I think that's a part of the hormones adjusting. Last month, I also had some brown spotting several days before my period started, and then my period finally came. So that was strange. I also had a lot of cramps, like substantial cramping. So I'm not sure what happened last month, but I did get my period and it did come within a couple days, and then everything was back to normal. This month, I haven't got my period yet, so I'm just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. My period is due in about 3 or 4 days. I am having light cramping. I am not having the spotting, not having the brown blood. So I'd say that's a win. My cramping has not been as bad this month. So I'm hoping that my body is starting to fully readjust and get back to a hormonal cycle. I'm just gonna pause and say, I know that was a lot. This has not been easy coming off of that. Wow, I didn't realize that it would be such a change. I've also had acne. I've been having acne every month. And so I'm just trying to tell myself, you've only been off of it for 3 months. This is only your second month trying to, conceive, and you got to give your body time to get back into its natural rhythm. Just hoping that within 6 months I can have a normal cycle again and everything can feel normal and feel healthy, because right now it just feels like I'm still going through that adjustment period to some extent. So let's move into the trying to conceive portion, because this is something else I've been doing, and the more I go through this, the more I realize my body needs time. My body needs time to adjust after the pill, and I just feel like pregnancy doesn't happen as fast as you think it does when you're a kid. When you're young, you think, oh, if I have sex, I'm gonna get pregnant. And when you're an adult, you realize that's actually not really accurate. So I learned a lot about, ovulation and what goes on, when are the best days to time intercourse for conception. And I have been working on that and just trying to create a schedule of how do we do this quickly and effectively, and how can we maximize our chances of getting pregnant. Now, in my previous videos, you may have seen that I also struggle with an autoimmune condition called rheumatoid arthritis. I have had to make a treatment change that was done in April of this year. So I've been on my new treatment April, May, June, July, 5 months now. And so my body also had to adjust to that treatment change. And that treatment change is something I needed to do to be able to conceive on a safe treatment for pregnant women and for postpartum and conception. If you do have anything going on with rheumatoid arthritis, or you found my videos because of my Cimzia treatment video, please head over to view more about those things that I have also been dealing with. So it's safe to say that I've definitely had a really hard year. Even just getting to the point of safely conceiving has been a challenge. Research on this. If you are trying to conceive, it is a very fragile time, especially as a spouse, as a female, to want something so desperately, but not really know how to achieve it, or even just the newness of trying to conceive. It's a lot to take on. It's a lot on your marriage. And even the trying to conceive process is difficult. It can put a lot of pressure on your spouse or both of you if you get the negative, results, or the period comes and you feel defeated. So I want to pause and say, I understand. I have been there. I've experienced what that feels like for the first time, and having a lot of questions, not a lot of answers, and just wondering, when is God going to make this happen for me? So first of all, give yourself grace. Remember that it takes the average couple 6 months to conceive for their first baby. So don't fret when you get that first cycle, or the second cycle, or even the third. Just keep trying, and the more you try, the more you maximize your chances of conception. For someone like me who has to pay attention to their health, if you do try for a year, or sometimes even shorter depending on your age, you can seek fertility help. There are amazing treatments out there. A lot of research has been done. As someone that works in the medical field, I respect that, and the technology is wonderful for helping families to conceive. So, all right, that was a lot. That was a lot of Haley giving you therapy, but we all need it at this phase of life. And now let's get into trying to conceive. There's a couple things that I have started doing that really help me feel as in control as I can be, quote unquote, about this process. Now, we all know it's in God's hands. It's something that we cannot control when we get pregnant, or if we can get pregnant. But there are things that you can do to prepare yourself. So I've read several books. I can post the books that I've read that I've loved. One of them is called What to Expect Before You're Expecting, which walks you through a lot of helpful information about ovulation, pregnancy, your cycles, and just what to do if you do need fertility help. It just helps me find peace and feel educated on a new part of my life. Another thing that has been a huge blessing to me has been the Premom app, which I'll share here for you as well. Premom is a company that has absolutely amazing resources for women trying to conceive. These items that I purchased that I'm going to show you are from Amazon, and they have been extremely beneficial throughout this journey. And I do think they're going to lead me to a successful conception process. They also have a great YouTube channel, which I can link, which has all kinds of helpful short videos and long videos for you to truly understand the process of conception and how to maximize your chances. The product that I have been using along with the Premom app is the Easy at Home Ovulation and Pregnancy Test Strip Kit. This comes with 20 pregnancy tests, which I haven't needed yet, and 50 ovulation test strips. This walks you through how to use these in your monthly cycle. There's an app that goes with it that really helps you keep up with your cycle, when it starts, when it ends, what symptoms you're having, even tracking your temperature, which we'll go into in a minute. And actually, this has actually helped me to confirm that I am ovulating, that I do have normal length cycles, and that things are looking really good, like statistically, for my trying to conceive journey. I can say it that way. My cycles are a healthy length. I am ovulating the same time every month, which helps you maximize your chances of conception and know when to time intercourse. The other item, and it does go with the app as well, is the easy at home thermometer. So this tracks your basal body temperature. Learned a lot about basal body temperature over the past month. This thermometer is really neat because it gets down to the exact degree that you need. And I had tracked this every morning before I wake up. So let me teach you a little bit about these products, how I have been using them, and my honest review of them as somebody who hasn't conceived yet, but is hopefully on the way. So these are ovulation test strips. I'll show you what they look like. They are blue, and the pregnancy tests are purple. Now you're going to use a lot more ovulation test strips than you will pregnancy tests. So what I do is after my period stops, I start testing my ovulation. So you pee in a cup or pee on the strip, and within about 5 minutes, this will tell you your LH ratio. So depending on where you're at in your cycle, you can know when you are ovulating. So these have helped me pinpoint my ovulation for the past 2 months and determine that yes, I am ovulating. Throughout your months, you can see, oh, this month, this is obviously the day that I ovulate. And then the app helps you calculate for next month when you can expect things. So with this definitely is your easiest way to confirm ovulation. And then another thing you can do is track your basal body temperature. So every morning I wake up and I take my temperature. And when you're right after your period, your temperature is going to be low, in the low 97s. And then when you ovulate, your temperature will peak. And it typically peaks right after you've ovulated, which is great because that also is a confirmation of ovulation. So I've got like a double confirmation that I ovulate. And then after it peaks, after you've ovulated, hopefully conception has happened if you've timed your intercourse appropriately. And then if you're pregnant, and now this is kind of iffy, but if you're pregnant, your temperatures should continue to rise till the end of your cycle, and you will not get your period, and then you can test, and hopefully you are pregnant. That is kind of iffy. It's not 100% for everybody, but if your temperatures stay higher, more toward 98 or even higher than that, depending on who you are, for I think it's 18 days after your ovulation date, then you more than likely are pregnant, and you can confirm that with the test. So that kind of gives you a rundown on these products. So that has been really beneficial for me. The temperature has really added an extra layer of comfort and just feeling like there's something I can do every day to kind of keep things on track. And then the pregnancy tests. So these are the little pregnancy tests. I've only used one of these, and I did that because I was having weird symptoms last month. I thought I might be pregnant, but I think it was really just my cycle was a little out of whack last month. I was having some weird symptoms and spotting and things, and I thought I might be pregnant, but it turned out to just be my cycle coming. So with this, the pregnancy test, for me, I know a lot of people are tempted to start testing even as early as like 8 DPO. I don't do that. I usually wait until my period's supposed to come, and usually my period just comes. For the past couple months, it's just came, so I've been like, I'm not pregnant. But for me, if that first day came, this is just what I would do. If that first day came and I didn't get my cycle, then I would go ahead and take a test. My biggest advice with this is if you let it, this can like control your life and make you be just totally focused on this. And you just have to keep living. Even though you want something so badly, keep living, keep traveling, keep working, keep doing things for you. Focus on that self-care because it can get so easy when you're trying to conceive to just think about what you want and just feel like nothing's working out or why is this not happening yet. But I do believe that God has a plan and a time for all things, and you want that conception to be the perfect timing for you and your family. So what we've been doing is we have a prayer that we pray with my husband and I, a fertility prayer. I can share that with you, that we just love, and it just helps us keep our minds centered and ask God for the desire to grant the desires of our heart. Another thing, a piece of advice I give you is don't let trying to conceive ruin your sex life with your spouse. I don't know how to say that without being blunt, but it gets really hard when you have a certain day that you need to have intercourse, and it feels forced and it feels non-romantic. It doesn't feel like spur of the moment the way that that should be. So don't put too much pressure. Try not to put too much pressure on your spouse, and try to find ways to still be romantic and keep the love flame going. I think it's also important that even if you're not in that trying to conceive window of your cycle, still be intimate with your spouse, still show them love, still try to have a good time with them, even if it's not about trying to conceive, because you can get so tangled in all that and it can just be hard on your relationship. So yeah, so there's my update. I hope that in a few months I have a successful update to share how these products ended up working for me. Hopefully can share a successful ovulation and BBT chart from my experience with my app, so you can see what my chart looked like, and a successful pregnancy chart. If you have any questions, feel free to send them in the comments, or any comments about this video, anything else you'd like me to talk out with you, happy to do so. If there's any topics you want us to cover. But thanks for watching my video, and hope you'll have a wonderful day. Would love for you to subscribe to my growing channel, talking about topics that I hope can help young women who are at the same phase of life as I am. Thanks so much, and have a great day.